So let's start when Carey starts talking. Let's give him 90 seconds. Please, Joanne. Carey Baker, please come on up.
You get the first word before I start.
Well, thank you for being here. I recognize most everybody. And this is a wonderful opportunity to be here. I have my wife, Lori, thank you. I'm very excited. I'm Carey Baker. I'm very excited about this race. We need a property appraiser that has a passion for the job, that understands that we need a fresh outlook, fresh set of eyes on the office. We need a property appraiser that has the qualifications, the experience, and the knowledge to do the job properly. This is a country that was based on property rights. We were founded on those property rights. They're instilled in our U.S. Constitution. They're instilled in our state constitution. And we need a property appraiser that understands that to their very core. That their job ultimately is about preserving the protections to the property rights that founded this nation. And as your former state senator, I can tell you I worked hard in those efforts. I led the charge to reform eminent domain. If you remember the Kelo versus New London decision, in which the Supreme Court said that government can take your property and turn it over to another private individual. Well, I led the charge to fight that. And as a consequence, here in the state of Florida, we have the strongest eminent domain laws in the nation. We passed significant property tax reforms. As local governments, unfortunately, raised our property tax, I fought to double the homestead exemption. So instead of $25,000, you get $50,000. We put a cap on non-homestead properties that they can't rise more than 10%. Is that my 90 seconds?
That's 12 seconds that were left. Ed Havill. And again, on the first round, please tell us who you are and why you're running for office. And
I was going to say, I think I got a little bit off course a minute ago. I'm Ed Havill. I'm also a U.S. Army Veterans Day, but I don't think military service has anything to do with running property appraiser's office. I've got a bachelor's degree, 2 bachelor's degrees, and a master's degree. When I was elected the first time in 1976, I had taken appraisal courses after I finished my master's. And I've been an appraiser for something over 40 years. When I got elected in 1976, I went into that office. There was one big room. You didn't have any departments in there. People didn't know how to appraise property. We built cubicles on the weekends because if somebody was out, their desk was sitting here and somebody else sat at it. I organized departments in the office. I taught the field appraisers the first time when I got there. I was their instructor. I'd take them out to the field and show them how to appraise houses, how to appraise orange groves, and so on. I'd send them to school every year to get their certification. We don't waste time going to these conferences that are basically golf conferences and all these other things because it's your tax money we're spending. I've been very frugal with the dollars that you people have done, that you people have given us. And we've got an office that is either number 1 or number 2 in the state every year. I've been property appraiser for the best bang for the buck for your taxpayers' money. Thank you very much.
Pamela Lee.
90 seconds goes real quick.
My name is Pamela Lee, as you know, and I am a candidate for Lake County Property Appraiser. And I know what you're thinking. What in the world does she know about property appraisal? Well, I have been in construction since I'm 9 years old. I was free labor for my parents. And so I kind of come at the appraisal process from a little different angle than some of the others. The standard way of appraising property for the longest time has been through the sales comp approach. And since we now have the economy that we do, the legislature does provide for us the ability to appraise residential property from the cost value as well. So I kind of want to look at using those types of methods for appraisal to readjust for the downward turn that we have had and the experiences that we're going through, and kind of help lead us out of this, because there's a lot of people that are losing their homes because of property taxes, and I want to make sure that no one in this county has to suffer through anything like that.
Walter Price.
Thank you. My name is Walter Price, and I am the owner of Price Appraisal Group here in Carey. And I've been an appraiser here in Lake County for 27 years. I do residential, I do commercial, and over that time I've probably appraised half the people's homes in here in your room. I have a Bachelor of Science degree from Florida State. There's probably a lot of gators in the room, but Florida State. And I also hold the NAI and SRA professional designations that are conferred from the Appraisal Institute. And those are extremely hard to get, and there's actually only 2,000 appraisers in the entire world that hold both of those designations. And I'm running because I feel that the citizens of Lake County deserve to have a real, true, qualified professional as an appraiser, someone who understands the market and what's been happening to our market here in Lake County over the last few years. I'm in the trenches every day, and I understand when the markets are up and when the markets are down, where property types, some are doing better than others, and I feel that that information and that knowledge is extremely important, especially if a homeowner wants to come into the office and talk about their assessment and why they don't feel it's equitable. And so I'm looking forward to getting more information out to everybody as we go along. Thank you.
Okay, in round two, we'll do the same 90 seconds. Sorry if that goes a little quick, but the evening's going to be long anyway. So in round two, we're going to ask each of the candidates to please come up and share with us what they think the key issues are in this campaign for Lake County Property Appraiser. And to start, Carey Baker, please.
Thank you. I think the two issues are, one is improving the technology to benefit the taxpayers, as well as taxpayer protection. And just to give you an example, I was instrumental in changing the rules under the Value Adjustment Board. When you challenge the assessment from the property appraiser or a classification, you have to go before a Value Adjustment Board. Prior, it was 5 elected officials that always gave the property appraiser the benefit of the doubt because they benefited from those tax revenues. I was able to successfully change to make 2 of those into citizens just like you. Balancing that board to better reflect the people that live in this county. Second, technology. There are so many things. I just spoke with Morgan Gilreath. He is the Bush County Property Appraiser. There is technology that's available to property appraisers to save millions across the state. I was the Senate sponsor of a bill that allowed the property appraiser right here in Lake County and across the state to use photographic images. It has resulted in over a $10 million savings in the last 3 years. That was my efforts. I want to continue those efforts. Right now in Bush County, they use these imagery technologies to measure all the commercial buildings in that county. They don't send an appraiser out to measure one building. It's all done through computer imaging. And that is saving him, will save him tens of thousands of dollars. So, taxpayer-friendly policies that I will continue. I will work with the legislature to adopt those, and better imagery used to save taxpayers money. Thank you.
Thanks, Carey. And by the way, if you get the beat, please feel free to finish your thoughts so we don't be too rude with you. We appreciate the candidates coming. On round 2 at Havill, please.
You know, it's interesting because it charges an organization budget or passing things in the legislature does not make any property appraiser. someone could have authority over the budget at Cape Canaveral, but they don't have no one to make the missile system. And that's a problem we've got in this race. You know, it's like people go into the Borders bookstore, go to the third aisle, fourth row down, and there's a book on how to win elections. Tell the people that I'm against higher taxes, I'll represent you, I'll have more of this expensive GIS equipment. That's $500,000 taxpayers in this county will have to pay for. And we've already got a GIS system, the county commission has it. So we're duplicating the money you already paid for at the county commission. But what we've got to do is balance the taxpayers' money with the needs. That's how bureaucracy starts. You got people that say what's in that book to get elected, and the last page of the book says, once you get elected, do whatever you want. And the problem is, a lot of these politicians are more than 50 miles away from home. And you've heard the old adage about, once you're 50 miles away from home, do what you want, but go back home and wrap yourselves around the flag and tell the people you're going to fight to lower their taxes and all the other good things, and you'll keep getting elected.
Havill, please.
Basically, I think that my main issue as far as the property appraiser's office goes is, I brought an org chart in, it's in the back of the room, and it explains the, it is the org chart for Lake County, and it shows you where the property appraiser is. As I've been campaigning, a lot of people have asked me, well, where does the property appraiser fit in? Well, basically, there's the constitutional officers, and I think all of them are up for election this year. And those constitutional officers are the ones who respond directly to the voter. And the org chart's back there. I welcome you to take a look at it. As a conservative, my concern for this particular year is to reduce the size and scope of government. And I think that the intelligent way to do that is to go ahead, once I'm elected, to do a performance audit on the appraiser's office and make sure that there's nothing that's being duplicated, to make sure that all the processes that can be used, such as what they're mentioning, are being used in the most effective manner. And then that way, see if there are any ways to improve service at the same time reducing costs to the taxpayer. And the only way to do that is with a full performance audit that has never been done since the office has been here in Lake County.